Kabiri announced the discovery of oil in the Gambia. Ablawa da domadi anyabe malan. For Akafanye, very soon Gambia will become like the Emirates. Akonye bara yalon ko nsa sunya nole. Na Gambian students ki Taiwan la. Petroleum studies, well management, engineering, pipeline, everything. Because we don't want foreign experts to control our oil. Olat na ngi train. Ada memfa, ya walake. Munat na senu dabo bebe deri. Itol bele be deri nyinkola. Because it dabi jeri. Because at that time 2018, Usenda was in the government. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. My dear brother السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Baranga faila Senegal man petroleum soto. Nia soto no atara France asina meta. I told you this. Gas offer for this is the largest gas deficit, one of the largest gas deficit in the world. Petrol member Gambia, La Balcono, can be compared to Saudi Arabia or Venezuela. Dollar petroleum reserves. Okay? Amante fenko interfango la si fenketa. Yalo ikamol nena kapoko lady foreign oil companies na ye lansing soto puka exploration ke. Okay. Kabirin jawra la jamano iba foka. Bare imaji alay menke inata do sing imam futa fenko to fan imam futa fenko oil to iko is a dry well. It's not true. Okay? Dilo men katawolem, they know that Gambia has a lot of petrol. But the West is called UK and America. Iko ibe West Africa la petrol ibe wari saf la le follow. Yeah, Arabo la petrol exploit. Because iko wati besi la Arabo niya long ibe wula ibe keleni la. Then they come to West Africa. Wala keda. What secret Fengwale keda between the Jawara and the British government with the Americans. Okay? So Kabir intol nata Fenke ngamela ko bantal Kaba Jawara. Jawara will appoint as petroleum Fenko commissioner. And one more ala Fenko for abandoning Olemba. No, I'm not abandoning what is something like Jawara is his uncle. Okay? So Yalon Kabinton at Temabol. If you want to work with us, you work with us. If you don't want, I'm going to kick you out or send you to jail. So Lunkiling Walter and Kaiko Franco be menketa wala papers be bodina. Gago Aleja Farming City, Honeybee, you want to continue with that with your uncle? Gago Wolungala Afenketa. Wolungala Warta. Mwele aje tilikunta ba wolungo fana tilube kandiri. Yale kawaja orabe Fenko ketol Narlanda office abe mugi nyaha beto heb jari wan he jamante dafa tangal kide And Mambure Njai was there. Mambure Njai was there. So, go, okay, company do, ya fenkele, ika formule ko, it's not economically viable, kako. So, and then they wanted a license for 30 years. Can you understand? So, petroleum is not a tree. You cannot fool me. Petroleum is not a tree. That will wait for 30 years, 35 years. So if it is not there, are you telling me you want the well to grow? Petroleum is not a tree, it's natural. So living in 35 years, I'm not going to accept that. You can go. We are going to do the exploration ourselves. Okay? So don't governor, the World Bank can pay for this and that. The World Bank will not pay for this. So I like it. I tell you more dole bole. Okay. Libya la massacre, you remember? Aladdin Fula, Walnata. Okay, we know some Canadians that we can bring to work with you. Okay? So oil exploration up to design of the well can design everything. Okay? Intel Lengajo. About $4 million. Knowledge of this company. Exploration care. Wala tina kabiri wakuma setado. Na Gambian students ki Taiwan la. Petroleum studies. Well management, engineering, pipeline, everything. Because we don't want foreign experts to control our oil. Walat nangi train. Don't have attachment up to even Jana, Venezuela, Hugo Chavez le Bijeno. Don't have for Qatar, Doli train Kuwait. You remember GNPC? I trained them in preparation for when we start drilling. We will not need too many outsiders. Okay? So I know this. Kabiri we announced the discovery of oil in the Gambia. Ablawa da domadi anyabe malan. For akafanye, very soon Gambia will become like the Emirates. Akonye bara yalon ko nsa sunya nole. You know, ka paipo fenkenanje. Nga funtin di Senegal. Okay, he was saying like he was joking. Ngako any day, Ngako, how are you going to drill in our water in Doltalon? Okay? Ngako, I try, and then you know what I'm going to do. Ngako, I learn. Okay? So it has like it will campaign back at the Forbes magazine in Yemelonko is very expensive. Yeah, advertisement kejela. Senegal is la block. Yun am nang blocks yu bari. Wow. They went to Forbes. Guy ñew ñu gis ne oil bi nekkul Senegal, Gambia la nekk. Am na ñu joxoon lancing sax. Americans, I think Konako. So ñu gis ne foofu abuñ. So ñu ne dañoo négocier pour ñu drill lifen bi bu Gambia bi boole ko Senegal. Manako, that is not going to happen. Manako, if you want my petroleum, you come to me. Don't even talk to me about Senegal. Manako, in fact, this is the end of the discussion. You think we are stupid? So by Walenyam. abla wada ay men fa ya wala ke munat na senu dabo bebe deri itol bele be deri nyin ko because it dabi jeli because at that time 2018 Usenda was in the government. Usenda was the government in the government. Basically, he was always in charge because Adama Barrow was just a figurehead. Akafo sin mfama. Coalition be dabi jele. They are not talking about it. So nying adi enjoy sila. Adi enjoy sila. And atol fana ni boy kujabi la fenko la pleje mo be amoy. Boy kujabi la bantaba I go aita viral. Gambia no be ya lonko nying ne de cherry. To our government have 5% go. You think I'll take 5%? It's not going to happen. Studies ke for long. Every oil rig, jail them. Ka esanso sang astafula. Ka petroleum oil drill. I knew the total cost. Ngalon. Okay? But so I was waiting for Pengwanying after 2016, then ngak mas. What walat na go Gambia University, I mean Gambia School of Bakela free education net. Because we have oil. But I mean something wala kata. Wala beti ata Gambia no. Opposition be yalonde itol be dabije be nyin court. Walat na ibuka fo. They will not say that. Okay, kabirum Adama Barrow NPP law. You say ni dabo nyol tata Senegal. Macky Sall, they signed an agreement. What was it? It's for them to have that share of the oil. So these people, just few people, are benefiting from the Gambian oil to the detriment of Gambians. Alinyanta nyimfango kela special bantaba. I know everything. I know. Kolong fang disano be ngajole. It's like bunga ala plano be into ngajole. Meant to touch in the right moment because I don't want any of these companies. You now can for more than 5%. Ni mo ko 5% ka for you later. Okay? Pantela mo ya fanya. Kanya nita ta jing ala yo ila tulo be betala. Ani nyewol. Euro fana be kuntula. I knew this before going. Afanya. Kanya bare kwanya ite tado. Because time was it eta yebo jam. Then what more they bela more lona. That was what they told me. Kanya bare kana kampa ite tado. Angko. Namong alaya sole ni manke modo la ken amanke fenke fan la hala ala ngori ngole londo soto fenke te indata fala fa mamse no para como fenke afonyame enjon sila Senegal is more yalon ne ko nyine be caring. They know that Senegal has no oil. Ibe dating. And Usman Sonko fana kabiri abe siring abe dating. You know? Okay. Yalo mam set ko fenke ñol Usman Sonko ñol I sponsor it. So what is the meaning of that? Because kabiru makisala lonko ate tata mateo sotonola. Ako alafta penke kabiru preso lata kan ako alafta penke Usman Sonko ke candidate Usman Sonko mansong adi Basiru Diomaye Faye. Munatna kabira sita hambi imanyu kuofo bere maja botan ni kwenye be funtila na abe membe nukuri abe funtila ba funtila ako wala be Gambia no fam kamfandi ay wala fonte akonya ni kuma sada ni ndoko fango ni la ko lo bebe wanya and wala be Gambia no kamfandi alinyanta kala platform oto inim boy fiabe aliadi mo Gambia no be amoy coalition government yemenke yes any party member coalition oto momo dabe coalition oto idabi je nyim fenkot nyim dilot wala na Halifa Sallah ka foko gat the Gambia doesn't need an army. I don't know. The Gambia doesn't need an army. Yeah, we will disband them and integrate them into civil society. Halifa Sallah for more job, but they are all original from Senegal. What do we expect? Hamad Banyu. But I quite tell. Ali Franco Ali lungo for what Ali lungo mutati. Maybe I'll sake Friday famo. Yala Friday is my day. Ali Franco ke Friday. But Alba announced like Friday boy kuja bantaba. Albe kulole wanyar la melon ko albe fenn fala membe caring since 2018. Yes, because maybe no, but they cannot block you from. Can they block you from having your bantaba? I don't think so. But as I announced, you announced that we are going to have a special bantaba on a special topic. Gambian and those in the diaspora, they will listen. And in cassette play, I think on audio play. Gambian obey Amoy. And this audio fananya tatala viral. Allah dun the forum of better. May the Almighty Allah guard you, protect you, guide you, and shower His infinite blessings, infinite bounties, and infinite mercies upon you and your entire families. May the Almighty Allah grant you perfect health, perfect peace, perfect prosperity, and perfect happiness throughout your lives in this world, and grant us all Jannatul Firdaus in the hereafter. Allahumma amin ya rabbil alamin. Allahumma amin ya dua menke alama alasa kentol be asinson asa tala antol bulo. My brother, can I blame me for that? Sleeping? The Vangolenta. I think I feel is nasi no kefo. Yarafante kabiringa 5 o'clock sali. Nata si ngo sirang tade ngo batu nga fenke ara mawiru si togo. Mangi déglu news. No boxing la doon seetaan waaye ma ne xaaral ma lifin ma wàcce tuuti taala suma tànka yi ma ngi dégg lifin bi télévision bi ndegte man nelaw naa ba ma dugga si lifin ma dugga si genta soo maa ngi si genta boobu ma jékki-jékki rek genta bi jeex rek mu mel ni nit moo ma tegte ma eew bi ma eewoon ne ma ne musiba am na man dama foog ne ay 5 yooyu noonu ma ne xaaral ma dem julli lifin waaye ma xalaat ne dëgga suma lifin bi ma fàttali ko ne 5 o'clock rek laa julli asr laa julli so ma ne waaw now is 5 o'clock te fajar jot na so noonu laa demee jàppa ba pare ma ñëw ne mu mel ne nit moo ma ne seetal time bi ma seet time bi nekk 8 o'clock la so noonu laa demee fay boori yëpp lifin mooy Maghrib ak lifin Isha ma jillaale lifin safa witr since then can you believe up to now nelaw ma sa 1 minute suma bëti yaa ngi woo koŋ xam naa ne boori 5 si ngoon daal suma resist rek foog ma dem tëddi my brother, may the Almighty Allah guard all of us, patriotic citizens, true Muslims that are fighting for justice, who are fighting for their rights, those people that are being oppressed because of their religion or race or ethnicity. May the Almighty Allah guard all of us, protect all of us, guide all of us, and shower His infinite blessings, bounties, and mercies upon all of us throughout our lives in this world. Amen. And grant us taqwa, hikmah, tawfiq, tawheed, iman, rizq, ibadah, barakah, purify us, perfect us, guide us, and grant us refuge with Him from Satan the accursed. Grant us absolute obedience, absolute belief, absolute piety, and worshiping Him alone and only Him alone throughout our lives in this world, and as well grant us perfect health, peace, prosperity, and happiness throughout our lives in this world, and grant us Jannatul Firdaus in the hereafter. Allahumma ameen ya rabbil alamin. Allahumma ameen ya rabbil alamin. Allahumma ameen ya rabbil alamin. Brother, tonyalem Senegal be ñanta moy la, dunia be ñanta moy la, Gambia no be ñanta moy la. Yes, because definitely this is something else. You remember not long ago, wane nañ gaal yi ñëw Gambia, pétrole tankers yi ñëw Gambia ba ñu wane loolu fan lan la ñëw si Gambia lifin bi. Okay, some say maybe these are illegally living uh, vessels belonging to countries that are under sanctions and now are using Gambia as a cover because they're flying Gambian flags. But the thing is, they're not smuggling oil. They are going to the, Senegal to collect the oil, our oil. You see? Me ala sonta fem fem be maboreng abe funtilal. Abe funtilal. Inshallah nadiata alay. Abe be funtilal. Yes. But I'm really, definitely, I'm really disappointed by Usman Sonko, who says that he's a Muslim. Buguma aleli jambo. Alel bi ngeen aji fende ko Gambia ngeen ko sàcce foofu ngeen nekk di sàcca di yóbbu syndicat loolu du aleli jàmbur. These are the things you people should, these are things you should highlight. That nga ne bugguloo aleli jàmbur musuloo jël aleli jàmbur what now yéen a ngi jël oil bi ñoo jël moomuñ ko. So how is it possible that yaa doo jël aleli jàmbur musuloo sàcca the state of Senegal Macky Sall sàccakat bi ñëpp xam mu def deal ak Adama Barrow ñuy pompe ñoo gas ñu oil bi ñu ko pompe to Sénégal ñu ko yóbbu moom lu moo wax bu dee loolu la kon depuis dee bu mu jëlee réew mi si la waroon a wax réew mi ne lifin bi diw bi ñoo jëfandikoo moomuñ ko so how is it possible yow nga ne doo jël alal jàmbur ba pare yaa ngi jël alal jàmbur alal kenn jàmbur su fekkee ne it belongs to one person loolu sax ba axala sakatuma e whole réew boo xam ne seen alal boobu ngeen a jël yéen di ko jëfandikoo kon soo nekkee muslim war loo ragal danga wax dëgg because that is what you should do su fekkee ne wax nga ne yow muslim nga ñu ne waliw nga waliw du def lu moo def ni waaw why the thing is ñaan boobu man d'accord ma si waaw ñaan boobu d'accord ma si dang leen a wax dëgg nga ne leen yal na yàlla na dugal seen xol yi ngeen ragal ko ngeen stop li ngeen xam ne baaxul loolu rek ngay wax waaw loolu la waaye ñaanal leen lii man bokkuma si my brother man daal man dama am principle de waaw soo def lu bon duma la ñaanal de lu bon loo xam ne yaa ko tey loo xam ne yaa nga def baaxut xamloo ko dinaa la ñaanal yàlla waaye loo xam ne yaa ko tey te yow nga ne muslim nga yaa wax ne doo jël alal yàmbur definitely duma la ñaanal ñetta oil boobu suñ ko lifinoo Gambia ni ko Gambia coono bu fa nekkal léegi nii loolu du am dëkk bi yaaxu na waaye ñii dañ ñëw pour oil bi ñoomi neen ñu ko séedoo to the detriment of the Gambians ñu ne Gambia the people of the Gambia elected them and they stole the oil and sold and took it to Senegal and selling it ñoom ñu ngi ku nekk mu ngi am yàlla xam ñaata millions la moo amee mont while Gambian hospitals are reduced to trash jigéen bu dem lopitaan nga dee niidul sax niidul yi ñoo injecté dañ ko use on 8 people loolu war na am nga am ne Sénégal dañ daa ñëw di faju Gambia Gambia lañ doon fajoo te liñ daan fay sax they pay just like the Gambians and it's very low waaye Gambian bu dem Sénégal rek ñu laa charge a fortune nga xam ne treatment in Sénégal baadoola Gambia mënu ko am waaw my brother man duma ñaanal kenn de ñii duma lay ñaanal musiba waaye tam duma lay ñaanal jàmm man dama leen a bàyyi ak yàlla ba ma delloo Gambia si la affaire yëpp di leer because boobu nee naa leen naxari ne they are going to lose it wow and then we take further legal action they will account for everything moom moo wax ne Sénégal accountability moo fa nekk Gambia accountability moo fa nekk wow so he should know that there will be no compromise on this but make it very clear suñ foogee ne Sénégal suñ ne dañoo annex Gambia dama leen a wipe out I'll wipe them out loolu moom sax buñ ko xalaat sax seen soldat yi nga xam ne sax scouts yi ñoo leen gën a brief ñu ngi lifin Casamance why do they need Gambian troops because ñoom yi ne ñii dañ leen a fara comme ay dream ba pare look at the wickedness instead of ñu jox leen let them bring lifin dañ sàcca suñu weapons yëpp yóbbu ko Sénégal weapons yu baax yëpp lañ yóbbu US pul wax ko ñu delloo weapons yooyu yëpp bu dee lu mu wane moom awma football saman la na delloo luñ sàcca from the Gambia weapons si Gambia yëpp lañ yóbbu Sénégal ba pare mënuñ ko use because they are very sophisticated my brother ñaan bi nga mujjee boobu man d'accord ma waaw I have to tell you nit ku bon bu ko ñaanal jàmm su demee ba gis ne léegi li ma def baaxut mu delloo ko den nga ñaanal ko jàmm bul ko ñaanal tamit li benn musiba bàyyi ko yàlla rek waaw man I will never pray for anybody that is wicked you know my brother I'll tell you something today yàlla def awma contact ak moom I never tried also to have contact ko okay Ousmane Sonko man musuma ko óolu naa la wax tey yes because uprising bi gaa ñu ne ko nañ dem ñu yóbbu la pale léegi nii mu ne déedéet mu ngi xaar dañu xaar 2024 ñu tëj kii ni élection su ko yàlla dimbale to ni ko élection boobu du ko egga because ñii yàlla rek moo ko siif otherwise they would have killed him man bu mu demee ba withdraw gaa yi ne ko nañ la gunge ñëpp time boobu Macky Sall mu ngi tiit mu ngi bëggoon a daw mu ne déedéet 2024 loolu moo allow Macky Sall nag to arm himself to make sure that he's going to stay he bought a lot of weapons yeneen weapons yi dañ ko may west bi moo ko may si lañ am moto yooyu you guys don't use génnewuma si tokki tamit waa Amerika ak ñeneen tubaab bi dañ care about international Geneva Convention, international humanitarian law and law of conflict. Ni kon impose nañ sanctions on Israel. Why didn't correct? Because they don't see non-whites as human beings. Look at the slaughter going on. ñu nga ñaan am nga di ñaan nit ki di ko lifinaale rek baalal ma rek si ron suñ waxu dañoo ne lii waaye arab si tam ñoo tooy xaay nit ki wax ko dëgg boo ko saaga wax ko dëgg rek yes noonu danga gëm loo ñëpp ne yow lii nga te doo jël ale jàmbur soxla loo ko oil bi nag alali Gambia la lu tax nga soxla ko waaw dafa war a explain loolu bi ko xam na ne sàcca la buñ toogee ba léegi waxuñ dara si affaire oil ñu ngi noppi anyway man daal noonu laa ko gisee I wish you good luck. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Maybe some parts are Mungawa in English because I want the international community to know that we know what is going on. Yes. You remind them. Well, Senegal, Abla Wada Hamnane, oil lifting exploration in the Gambia. Man, I was controlling it. I was in charge because man ma fay. Company def ko def join company license pour mu def ko ñun ñoo jël xaalis bi jox benn company boobu mu ñëw defal ñu sauver yëpp waaw ak well design bi yëpp so there is nothing I don't know about this oil. Senegal oil nekk fa su fa nekkoon ni kon total gas nañ ko bu yàgga so how come léegi ñu jékki-jékki rek am oil non fan la oil boobu jóge fi lañ bëggoon a reyante ak Guinée Bissau oil bi Guinée Bissau lañ ko discover Sénégal ñu ne Sénégalese territory Guinée Bissau pare he gaa intervene ñu lifin ñu ne Guinée Bissau ñu ne kenn du ko gas Sénégal duñ ko gas gaa dem international court presided by French judges rek ñoo fa nekkoon ñu ne waaw Guinée Bissau oil bi 18% lañ si moom Manjaago ne loolu lu si dal kenn du ko gas bi Ablaye Wade ñëwee mu négocier bribe di government bi fa nekkoon waaye still ñu ne ñoom ñu ne ok léegi 25% gars yi bañ stalemate boobu moo fa nekk ñu ne duñ nangu loolu so balaa ñu paroon a xeex ak Guinée Bissau because of oil bi naka si living Guinée Bissau Sangama time boobu lu tax gasuñ ko all these things nga déglu suma audio bi bu baax then you have ideas ñoom ñu ngi am oil lu tax ñu bëggoon a xeex ak Guinée Bissau because Guinée Bissau ñu ne oil bi seen géej la nekk balaa nga dem xeex ak Guinée Bissau yaa ngi amee oil Sangama lu tax nga bàyyi ko su fekkee ne oil mu ngi fa ak gaz bu ñëwaay yëpp Gambian territory la nekk maa ngi amee map si yëpp because man I was the one who was commanding the exploration I know everything well designed si yëpp gis naa ko yeah well bu ñu gas man xam naa ko ñu ngi ko tuddee alhamdulillah one 5 blocks lañ def the largest lifin bi fu mu nekk block boobu mooy alhamdulillah the first well is alhamdulillah one boobu lañ dem gas Australian si amuñ lu ñu waxut ma bañ American si ñëw ñu ne am nañ lancing Sénégal waaye oil bi nekk Sénégal bëriwul so ñu bugg a use lifin boobu pour man ma jox leen lifin lancings su ko defee ñu ñëw gas suñu boos ñu pipe ko to Sénégal ma daaxaleen man leen la dem go to hell man leen loolu du am ba pare man 5% du ma ko jël waaw cost of the oil platform yëpp ak drilling yëpp xam naa ko ma ne leen suñ starté ñoom dañoo jël 65% ñun ñu jël 45%. expenses yi ñu def di jëndal rig bi ak yëpp boobu bés bu ñu ko réaliser rek we are taking 75% at this because loolu mënoon nañ ko recover within less than 5 years because there's a lot of oil there so less than 5 years I was going to kick them out. Why? Yàlla def lu mu def because after Osa I was working on getting my own financing without taking a loan from any Western bank. Wow. Because no Western bank will give an African country a loan to exploit your own oil and that you will control. They will never do that. So anyway, when I'm ready, I'm going to get it. And I was going to start drilling in 2018. 2018. Because it was between 2016 and 2018 labo one of them. I think from 2018 tamit. The same year 2018 I was going to give free education to all Gambians, university all free. Waaye Yàlla ne déedéet demalango. Okay, let me good enough. Why I'm giving you all the details that you need. Okay, this petrol is not between Gambia and Senegal. This petrol is inside Gambian territorial waters. Only Sangomar coming for Sangomar. How many years you advertised la Moma Solar, Fentije? Okay? So I'm told in Senegal time, I've been told inside Gambian territorial waters. They cannot claim that. So no matter whatever fault you make, you cannot lose your petrol. It's not possible. It's not possible. How can you lose your petroleum in your own country because there was a breach in the contract? No way. No. No, it's not possible. Yes. You cannot lose a country, you lose your oil because the government messed up. No, you cannot do that. They cannot do that. I dealt with petroleum lawyers. What can they confront it? It's not possible. Bankola Fango, you lose it to another country or to a foreign company. No way. It has never happened in the history of the world. Yeah. Do you know how many times we went to court because of this oil? The Canadian lawyer told that we cannot win. You come and I guide you. Mamura is my witness. You could go. 3 times he went to Sambala court, international. Malong for Penkonying, I forgot the name of the company. Well, not a GPMB song. So-called privatization. Coming for the most profitable companies, African force privatize. We Africans being stupid. We just went into globalization and privatization. And even Nigeria had one of the best airlines in Africa. Nigeria Airways was a household name in Africa. Nigeria's fishing shipping, cargo vessels, Jamale Soto, even Ghana, in other private, privatized. Probably better because they know that it's lucrative business. If you have a cargo vessel, you will always have money. In other, it be privatized. The company is called Alimenta. Well, GPMB song. And the only payment that we saw was $400,000. 400,000. So the rest of the payment, digital. We could have taken Jaura to court for that. But what did we do? We seized the GPMB. Now let them go and deal with Jaura who sold it to them. They can't all threaten, no, they will, the Europeans will back then go Altasi. You are talking about law. I know the law. Even the late Famara Jata, we cannot win this law. Because that is what the lawyer said, international lawyer said, we cannot win this case. Ngo itole into Samba court. Abe koilat. Yes. So I made it very clear. Let them tell them that after losing the court, they will lose the case, and now we will take them to court. And there was another American that was helping us. But Atafang is an international lawyer. For us to win this case, it's not possible. Because, the case is in Europe. I think it was in Geneva. World Bank, no, you have to give it back to these people, otherwise we cannot win the case. I told them to go to hell. I sent soldiers to take over the place. But Gambian, my brother is very sad. It's very sad. Antoine Gay. I think it was Antoine Gay. And that was another case. Gambian not allow I escape. Iborta. We have already taken over, so that's not a. And you send soldiers to invade the place. Even that is another case. I don't think you know whom you're dealing with. I learned on Marco na evidence Jama Soto. They took one of they told me that was one of the best law firms in Europe. Lalif and Lalif. I will never forget that name. Go yo abekoilal. So the lawyer, I think the Canadian lawyer, the Canadian lawyers, I'm like, boka evidence there from each sitting. Sitting keta twice ikonga adjourn. Okay, no, you cannot adjourn it. No, you cannot force it because they took you to court. You didn't take them to court. I told them, but then at the end of the day, they will pay us the cost of coming every time. So the lawyer, okay, definitely, there is nothing we can do about it because they took you to court. So I insisted that no, it's not fair. They took us to court and then keep adjourning, and we have to go there. It's not going to happen. So the Canadian law said, go and tell the court that we are an African country. And we cannot have the luxury of going to Geneva all the time. Okay? They either continue the court or we will also take them to court. But we want them to finish the court. They are proceeding because they're going to lose the case. And then now we will take them to court. My brother, I'm going to Kabirin nata evidence do bondi nang wrong. Iko ya adjourn indefinitely. Go what it's not going to happen because then it will be at cost to us. We have to retain the lawyer, the retainer. It's cost to us. The lawyer where did you study law? Which university? The University High School of the Gambia. I didn't study law. Well, what we did was a short course. About what? 2 months. But that was in the Gambia depot. But then at that time, thank you. Malam if you will remember 81 coup. There was a prosecutor called J.K. Dako. He was known in the Gambia. Now I'm more prosecute. Prayer would be difficult. Iko kabirin fenke Rawlings, yeah, accused. I think I first fengo coup plot. Will not have failed, yeah, muta. So fenke J.K. Dako will I prosecute and some others. So I think Frankenying, yeah, convicted and they sentenced him to death. Jerry Rawlings. So Kabiri ya Samba Fengoto, Presinoto, death row. The soldiers started because he was in the military prison. So soldiers make a guard. He can suffer all over. If you kill this man, we will burn you alive. So when I can the soldiers, yeah, prison that Jerry Rawlings body, I could attack. But Jeke Dako, ala sole, akanata namela bota adunta togola, then another funtinanga. Allah Akbar. So nyinko jeke da ko fan kabira abentol tala class akonya you be a very good lawyer. Ngago law is common sense. I don't need to go to university. Malo adolon de bare loi. They know me. Fafa banyo be intelon. Iko nintenga law study no. Itola to fa mota moy. So muneta natake nyini alonko ite fenko ite case win no. And then we were even bringing more evidence against them, money laundering, based on facts. Hey, my brother, then they go, so we should pay them, I don't know what, for them for us to settle out of court. We are not settling out of court. You're losing the case, and we're going to take you to court. Because we have evidence that is damaging to you. When I'm ready with you, I've not said your company will not exist, but not in Africa. And what can Aliment of Mobu Kamoisan, Africa Jang, no. You know, when the European Union decided to negotiate, I told her it's not going to happen. So I call her, Nini Franco Memfengo, in a claim of $80 million. God got to tell us how this $80 million came about. Because what we have is a payment of $400,000. So if you had paid $80 million, and the cost of the GPMB was $80 million, then that is what you have to pay us. So we're going to sue you for that. So that EU that have often Farmer Jada, the late Farmer Jada. It was my finance minister. And Dole Fankana, Ambassador near letter present, they were appealing to me to let it go. So I'm going Farmer, okay. The European go Ibajola. Why no? You shouldn't pay. You shouldn't pay to Alimenta, pay to us. So yeah, double wala for case na tato. Because I told me GPMB wafela. I'm going to wafela kotoke. Jumala ba wafela. This privatization is meant to destroy African industries. You know. So but then manyana they'll have access. I made it very clear. If they want to die, let them come and have access to the plan. They are not the owners. I've kicked them out. World Bank, they are going to take care. I'm going to take care. Because we had all the evidence against them. So look, nitata any sitting na nga bomb killing jolong. I started dropping the small bombs. This Canadian lawyer, and they don't respect. And they don't respect. Gago, if I were not a head of state, I would go and defend the Gambia. And these people would have no legs to stand on. If I can nomination in the yes. Anyway. Okay. Nico, hi, Gambia oil. When I go, I'm not the government that signed this. They are going to take our oil, whether they like it or not. They know that. Okay? Case yebe long kon fanga winde. Kendi ko fanga pin down there. Lata ka soro. Kabirin tol bota je wala na ta negotiation okay kotoka. Ye Gambia government samba court. And that is a criminal act. It's a violation of the license. You know? Tony Blair, that wicked soul. Alamusole he was an advisor to Barrow, whatever. Alamusole case on behalf of the Gambia. I don't know whether they paid her £4 million. Can you believe? Case Yebelonka Bantal. They were appealing to us. Case Bantal. You know? They capitalized to take this fools to court in a case that has already finished. But the problem also was the fact that I don't want to lose my cool. People like Mamburenja, but Allah. Yeah, there was also this Fafasanya. He knows everything about Gambia petroleum. But I can't call it. Anyway, it's a long story. My order is very long, 18 minutes. I'm sorry. So, I can tell you stories of high-profile cases against the Gambia. But I believe the lawyers, demanding dinner. Two sittings, right? Then it's happening. Definitely, we have a case against these people. Now they are softening their tone. I think they want a settlement out of court. I go, no. It has to be a settlement inside the court. They took us to court. We are ready. Let them continue the case. Wherever they stop, we're going to take them to court too, because we have damaging evidence. So we will lose the oil. Kevin told the Australian company, Kevin told a problem or sort of. That was what the Canadians were telling me. When we kicked them out, and we didn't kick them out at the time, their license was operational. The license ended. So they were telling cock and bull stories. What they are talking about is that they will not own the well, but they will go to a court to file an injunction, okay, to make sure that you cannot also drain the oil. That's an injunction. But nobody can do that anymore. Nobody can ever do that. Not with me anyway. That is what they told us when we had a problem. Because they will find an injunction. That is what the Canadians told me. And even the princes, that is what they told me. No, it's not going to happen. We're going to win this case. So they were telling me, no, just renew it and go, no, Atekela. I refused. I made it very clear. They took us to court 3 days. I think three court sessions. When I get along, they withdrew. Yeah, my dear brother. Yes, it's called an injunction. so that the court will block you from exploiting the oil. They cannot do that on me. It's not possible. No, it is. No, it's not possible. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.